Welcome back to the D4 channel, and today we'll be doing a spoiler review on the Bad Batch Season 2 Episode 14 called The Tipping Point. So if you haven't seen the Bad Batch Season 2 Episode 14, leave now because this is a spoiler review.
You're wasting your time. You'll never turn her over.
Now, like I said before on this channel, I just love that we could tell the vibe of a Bad Batch episode just based on the thumbnail that it has. And, if you see Omega on it, most likely it's probably going to be an adventure of the week. If you see Crosshair on it, particularly this one where he's strapped to a chair, you know that this is going to be a very dramatic, dark, and brooding episode. And all of that it was because we start off with some of our clone brothers being transported away from a planet to Mount Tantiss. And if you remember in Season 1 during the Ryloth shenanigans, the clone trooper Hauser that laid down his arms because he knew what he was doing was wrong, he's one of those clones that's on this ship. And to see him again is awesome because that just means they're remembering some of the threads that they laid on in the seasons before. And now we see Echo fighting to free him with Gregor and a few other clone troopers that I don't really recall either in the Clone Wars or the Bad Batch. Now, if you guys know these clones, maybe they're from a reference book or something, you could let me know in the comments below. But I don't really remember those clones from the top of my head, but it was cool to see that him and Rex are getting like these clone connections everywhere, and slowly but surely the clones are rebelling against their former leaders. They're gaining their consciousness back. They're deprogramming themselves. I'm assuming they're removing their chips. So it's so cool to see them do the right thing. So we see Echo and them rescue Hauser and a few other clones, and they try to get information on where they are headed, but they can't because the Imperials destroyed some of the information. So of course Echo says, I got a guy who could probably recover this information, and that guy is of course Tech, who is now chilling on Pabu. But we go back to Mount Tantiss, and we see, man, Crosshair is really going through it. He's getting interrogated by the interrogation circle droid. He's trying to, well, he's not trying to escape, because I think Crosshair is smart enough to know that you can't really escape this place, especially in the condition he is in, and he's completely outnumbered. So I think he knows this, but he wants to send a message to his former brothers, and he ends up doing that. He ends up sending them, I believe what the plan was called Plan 88, which is a code word for basically if they're being hunted, I believe. Which obviously, if from watching this season, that Omega in particular is being hunted because they need Namaste to help with the experiments there on Mount Tantiss to further Emperor Palpatine's plans, most likely for immortality, as we've seen in The Rise of Skywalker. But he gets captured. He gets knocked out by toxic gas. And we learned that this guy trained himself to be immune to the toxic gas. And me and Dee were like, bro, this guy is so crazy. He learned how to become immune to actual toxic gas. This guy is crazy. But they capture Crosshair. They strap him in the chair, and they're trying to get the information on where possibly the Bad Batch could be. And now we go back to Pabu, and it's awesome that we see the Bad Batch enjoying their life. We're seeing Wrecker enjoying his time. We're seeing all of them kind of just enjoying the peace as futile and as brief as it might be. We see Tech training Omega in how to fly, which was awesome. And just to see Omega and Echo hug. Omega gives him a big old hug after he returns, and she's like, oh my god, you're back. He's like, it hasn't been that long. And she's like, well, it felt long. And I thought that was adorable. Like, Omega is so great in this episode. But they basically have to discover what the hell is going on. Where are the clones being transported away? And they learn that Crosshair is there. They learn that Crosshair is there, and that he sent them a message saying Plan 88, meaning that they're being hunted. They immediately think it's a trap because Crosshair and them haven't been on the best terms. But me and Dee were like, please just trust your brother. He needs help. So now they know he's there. They don't know whether it's a trap or not, because maybe they think that he's trying to lead them there. But hopefully they use their instincts, or they just use their brotherly love and just say, you know what, he might actually be there, because they learned that other clones are being transported there. So maybe they'll just say, you know what, we need to go and rescue Crosshair. Let's do what we didn't do in season 1. Let's go and help him out. But, now that guy's talking to Tarkin about how, just decommissioning the clones is not going to solve the problem. Let him basically alter what they could be. And I don't know what that means. A lot of people are having theories on the internet. They're saying Crosshair could have been one of the first Death Troopers, the ones we see in Rogue One, the ones with the black stormtrooper armor that speaks that weird coded language. Or people are saying they could be the those armored robot troopers that we see in The Mandalorian, and Crosshair could be like the first phase of those particular troopers, which I really hope that's not the case, because that would suck so hard for us. Like, I don't want Crosshair's gonna be beaten up, I know this much, but I really hope that he is saved and with his brothers. But the way Star Wars kind of is going nowadays, I highly doubt that he's probably going to be rescued by his brothers. But that's how the episode ends, with Crosshair being strapped to the chair and being interrogated. So what an episode. I can't wait to see what they do in the finale for The Bad Batch. It is so good right now. Like, if you're not watching The Bad Batch, you're missing out on some good Star Wars and some good storytelling. But you let me know what you thought of this episode 14, The Tipping Point, in the comments below. Did you like this episode? Did you not like this episode? Let me know in the comments below. I love this episode. I give this episode like a 9 out of 10. Fantastic episode. But yeah, like and subscribe to the D4 channel for our version of Star Wars entertainment. And from me and my counterpart, D4, may the Force be with you always.